Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Prison Architect Alpha 27 episode 6. In the previous episode we finally got our... I have to build myself up to say this. Protective custody cells put in. There you go. There they are there. They are done. They were... I was about to say they work, but we don't know that. They might explode as soon as you go in. They are cells. If I go to deployment, you can see they are protective custody that lead round to the back of security. And they're in their own little enclosure. And they don't have an automatic door opener, which is something I need to sort out. Just reminded me there because someone put it in the comments about that. Although, do I want the door opener? Yes, we do need one. We do definitely need one. There we go. But yeah, we put them in. We finally put them in, and they all work fine. Even though that most people just saying you don't really need it. Just get on. Just leave it. Yeah, you're probably right. We also started putting this perimeter wall in around it because we almost had a escape via tunneling last episode. They got to about here, which is worrying because a couple more days of digging might have even been just one solid night of digging, and they would have been scot-free. Only a couple of them though. There's only 2 digging it, so unless a couple of them next door were going to connect up, it was around here. So these 2 were the instigators digging away. If these 2 obviously just dug 1-2 spaces up to that, then they would have had access to the tunnel as well. Maybe if these would do the same, they could all connect up. But either way, it was a problem. It is a problem, tunneling, so we need to keep an eye on it. Why is there no benches there? Is it because they've got destroyed? Looks like. Huh. That's interesting. I thought I'd put them in. Huh. I guess not. Or maybe I had put them in, they've been destroyed, as I said. Who knows? Anyway, I like sitting in the shower. I don't really question that. I just say fine, whatever, and move on. Right, so what we need to do this episode, continue with the perimeter wall. We need to put some flooring in. I think we might get onto that. And we may even do something with the common room. Although I'm sort of limited by funds. I can't get any more grants. As you can see, these are our grants. We need cell block D. That would be very, very nice. Although we need to raise our capacity to 200. 200, but we're nowhere near it. I mean, we'll get 156, something like that. How many's here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 156 cells we'll get. So nowhere near enough to get the other grant. We've still got this carpentry apprenticeship program, which is there, which we'll never do because we need to produce superior beds. And although we can train some carpenters, there's nobody here who's carrying logs about. We don't have a forestry, so we don't have logs to chop down and then turn and saw up into planks and then turn into beds, so we can't do that. And then finally, we've got our our education reform program, which, as you can see, 15 prisoners have passed the foundation education course. If I go to the program section, we can see that our foundation education course there, we got 19 finished and 10 passed, 52% pass rate. So we've got enough there. We have enough in there so that we're working on it, but we're nowhere near the other stuff, especially the general education course. Nobody's interested. Nobody wants to do it. I'm going to start another taser certification program just in case we need to sort it out. Nope. Doesn't look like we're going to have anyone going to it. I'll just keep it open for one day just in case. Right, I need to go to utilities and then to our connections and then make sure that this door and that door there is connected. Job done. And that was obviously giving these access to this area here. Right, so looks like that guy's cleaning security, which is all good. Our perimeter wall is in place in the sections that we know we've got a bit of bother because that's where they try to tunnel out of. This wavy line is actually where we're going to put the other cells in, so we'll get on with that at some point. We've also got a lot of planning marks around here, which obviously we need to remove, but I'm going to remove them once we've sorted other things out. So I don't want to remove them just in case I remove anything else. Why is that door not opening? Look, why is it not opening? Is that actually connected up? See, people have said that it's not, but it's definitely connected up. It's definitely bloody connected up. I can see it's connected up. So why is there a big delay on it? I don't know why. I guess because you can only open one door at once. That one there, this door here, is probably the most used one. In fact, I can see that one's hardly turning on. That one flickers now and again. There's a little light on top telling you whether it's been activated or not. That one's on. So that's actually over capacity. So ideally, I would remove them all the wiring and then reconnect it. But in all honesty, I'm just not going to bother because it's a massive amount of work for, you know, for not nothing, but you know, it's the payoff ain't exactly massive. Right, £5 sitting in the bank. Can't really do anything else at the moment. I need to do a full shakedown, but only once they're in their cots. As soon as they're doing that, we will get on with everything else. Look at all that. A lot of money. A lot of money in these plates there. We're actually doing quite well in the workshop. I know a couple of people have said we should add more workshop presses in here because we've actually got more sawn up metal than we have the sawn up metal than we have standard just plates of, and I disagree actually. I think it's the other way around by the look of it. We're not getting enough metal in. In fact, as you can see, we're actually have a lot of problems with that. Look at the supply. That's all of our stacks of metal there, and obviously we're trying to export all of this, but it's just not happening. And the thing is, the prison's actually quite large. I might even hire some more staff. I don't know. I might even hire some more workmen. Even though we've got fully automated door systems, they don't. I mean, they do help a massive amount. The fully automated door controls, but it's the distance they have to cover. It's a big distance. Anyway, it's on sleep time. Hang on, I can hear tasers going. I'm going to do a full shakedown. Where's all this? I don't know why it's booting off. It's starting to... It's an interesting one. They're not overly happy. Why are they starting to fight? They're volatile, I think. And once one volatile prisoner goes, the others start going. Yeah, they're all the volatile prisoners, for whatever reason, have just decided to go... Ah! Then just start fighting. I can hear more fighting over here. Can hear it. Yeah. O'Neill, volatile. Tasered. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Let's do a shakedown. I need to get this prison shaken down. Wow, that's interesting. That is interesting. All the prisons, all the volatile ones start to go. Don't know whether that's a bug or not. I don't know how it's actually coded or anything. I don't know whether all the prisoners have volatile, or will just be a tag that'll just be, you know, right, all the volatile prisoners kick off right now, go, ah, and they all go, or whether it was because one of the volatile prisoners kicked off and the others saw it, and then that made a sort of effect where they all went and go and started booting off. I have a feeling it's the former, because this cell block here booted off just as this one did as well. So both the top and bottom cell blocks kicked off at the same time. All the volatile prisoners went mental. The ones in the middle, which don't have volatile prisoners, all happy and having a little sleep. Strange one, that. Yeah. Anyway, looks like there's the workmen were just waiting around for doors to get open. I am going to hire some more staff here. I'll hire 40 guards, or up. I'm not going to hire another 40, but I'm going to hire up to 40 guards. Another 2 workmen here because we do need to get on with that. Looks like we're finding a lot of drugs, and I really want to know where that's coming from. I have a feeling it's been nicked from the infirmary. There's a shank there. Let's go to Contraband for a second, and we'll say over the last last 24 hours, drugs have been smuggled in through visitation. Drugs have been smuggled in through visitation. Cigs smuggled in through visitation. Cigs stolen from the psychiatrist office. Smuggled in some booze there from visitation. Shank was brought in. Actually detected, smuggled, detected, and we still didn't manage to find it. Good grief. Okay, there's some booze. God, that guy, surely. He's got 2 boozers with him there. And, oh, a pickaxe. Interesting. Andrew Denning with a pickaxe. Stolen technically from the workshop. There's some more cigs. Most of the stuff, probably 80% of the stuff in here, is getting smuggled in from visitation. That's our main leak at the moment. So what we'll need to do, what needs to happen, what needs to be implemented eventually is some sort of system of passing over contraband. So, like, you know, I think in high security prisons, it might even be in low ones, but in high security certainly, if they do allow visitation, it's you know, a really big thick glass wall. There's a tunnel. We found another tunnel. That guy's digging it again. He really wants to get out, doesn't he? He started the tunnel already, and there's a bit of fighting. I'm going to turn that shakedown off because I know how violent that can get. There we go. Wow, started the tunnel already. He's there, and he really wants to get out of this place, doesn't he? That's insane. That really is, but quite bad. We might give him a bit of extra punishment. I'm glad I actually put the wall around here. Oh, good grief, that's a lot. That's quite expensive, this wall, isn't it? I always forget. It's really expensive. Right. There he is. Is he getting... Why is he not getting assigned? Going to bed, apparently. I don't believe that is the case. Looks like equipment tasers. Ah, looks like that course was done and we've just bought loads more tasers. Right, okay. What I'll do then... I thought I was going to keep it over for a full day of the certification. We'll stop that. Oh, that's start. I don't want to start another one. We'll stop that one. There we go. And we'll get on with that. A couple of people have been saying that we could have saved a lot more money because I've been mentioning a couple of episodes, well, last couple of episodes I've mentioned about the whole business and money thing of the game. And some people have said that we could save a lot of money by firing some cooks because we have, from our regime, we have work time and then free time, then eat. What we could do if we wanted to is shift that eat to there, and then we could have pretty much no cooks at all. We need some cooks, but we could half our number of chefs, get rid of them, fire them, and make the prisoners work in there. It's actually not a terrible idea, but it's not something I'm comfortable with. I don't want them having easy access to weapons, because as you can see, it is quite volatile now and again. We've got a lot of volatile prisoners in the prison anyway, but it can, at the drop of a hat, get a bit violent. Not overly so, you know, we're not having like massive riots, just a couple of skirmishes and such. Something just to be expected in this sort of situation. But if I actually give them... If I was actually wanting to give them, you know, easy access to knives, then that could become quite deadly and quite fast. So not something that I really don't want. Something that I don't want, rather. Let me just recruit an informant there. We've got a lot of informants. And that guy in here. There's a guy in here that we can actually have. No informant, but he is, from his character, volatile, so you become Supermax, mate. There we go. Some people said we should put the volatile prisoners in the protective custody to keep them out of the way of everybody so they don't instigate anything. I believe instigator is actually a separate trait, slightly different from volatile. But also, even if that was a great idea, which it's not a bad idea, but sadly we can't do it because we've only got 4 of these solitary cells. Not solitary, protective custody cells. And it's just one minor problem. We've got loads more volatile prisoners than that, so yeah, we'll have to see. That infirmary needs to get done as well. I still haven't got that done. I'll get onto that at some point. As you can see, we've started the perimeter wall around the back. The thing we need to do is keep expanding it here. The reason I've put it there is because this guy, obviously we want him to, we don't want him to tunnel, so that's going to annoy him. We might even have to tunnel up and around. So, yeah, I think the next highest risk is these ones. These guys here. Going around here could be problematic. These corners, these could easily just tunnel straight down. Obviously, tunneling from there down along, that's problematic. So we need to keep an eye as these ones, and that's what people have been telling me as well, and I will do. I've just done a shakedown, or half a shakedown. I'm going to do another shakedown tonight, but we'll do a shakedown here, or maybe just a separate search of these cell blocks. I think that's probably a better idea, and we'll see exactly what we get there. One thing as well, people have mentioned that this solitary, or no solitary that we have, can actually contain protective custody prisoners, and I am aware of that. I am aware of that. If these protective custody prisoners ever need to be put in solitary, we've got no solitary for it. I will cross that bridge when I come to it, if I come. I don't think we're even ever going to get anyone as protective custody, so we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, looks like we're almost on eat time, and then what we'll do is we need to check our workshop. I forgot to do that. We need to check the workshop to see exactly who works in there, because we were going to stagger the regime a little bit, but we'll see what we can do. I'm trying to think of a way we can get some money, and the only way I can do it really is start selling some of my shares. I'm going to sell some shares. There we go. There's some shares gone. So when I come to sell this prison, if we come to sell it, which I don't think I will be, we'll actually not lose money, but we won't get as much in. Right, perimeter wall. I'm going to finish my perimeter wall off and spend a lot of money doing it. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That was pretty much the thick end of 40 grand. Yeah. And that's a lot of work for them workmen to get on with. In fact, the trucks that are going to come along now will be interesting. Or is it just teleport everything here? Yeah, it's loads of sand and cement and barbed wire and such. Anyway, let's have a sip of beverage. Thirsty. Today's beverage is water. Quite cold as well. But, you know, it's always good. Right, better than lukewarm water. Ugh, horrible stuff. Right, we just need to check our Contraband and Informants tab. Just to check, make sure we've got the people assigned to everything that they should be. Yes, they are. The whole phone tapping thing that was introduced in Alpha 27 is a fantastically good way of finding out what traits people have. It is amazingly good. In fact, I'm going to probably stick my neck out and say that that's going to get nerfed in the next Alpha, because it's too good, I think. Because there was this great thing where you just didn't quite know what a prisoner was. You could look at them and go, that prisoner might have these traits. And then you could start guessing from the way they acted, which was always good. But yeah, I think because as soon as you find everything out, it's like once you look behind the curtain, it's sort of the illusion's gone, and it's like, you know, you want a little bit of, we don't really know what that prisoner's like. You know, it makes things interesting because you don't really know exactly what they're like. And the phone booths, although they're really, really good for, you know, finding out exactly who they are and what traits they have, it's sort of, you know, if once you found out, you go, oh, fair enough. I mean, look at the size of that extendable lead. Yeah, as soon as you find out all the traits for everybody, it's sort of it's a bit deflating. And I like the fact that some of them are a little bit more cagey. That would be better, actually, because obviously some of them go up to the phone and start talking about themselves. Yeah, I've murdered 20 people, ha ha. That's what they'll say on the phone. And you go, yeah, cool, I know what they do now. But not all prisoners would be like that. They would be like, I've done things. Yeah, I've done things I'm proud of, not proud of. Things that would make a grown man drop to his knees and cry. And, you know, they would be a bit, you know, a bit more silent and surreptitious. The sort of mention maybe, now then, killed a guy. They wouldn't just go on the phone, now then, I've just stabbed a guy in the shower, woo! They wouldn't be doing that, so, yeah, maybe they'll change it so prisoners won't just happily walk up to the phone the first thing they said. Hello, this is Bob Stanton, murderer extraordinaire. Then you can see the guard listening in going, yep, check murder, and just on a little ticky box. So, yeah, I think that might change at some point. I just want to check my contraband for the last 7 days. There's a lot of contraband. Most of it will be nicked. No, most of it's been brought in. It's been nicked, stolen. It looks like that booze there, this guy in the corner here, he's been nicking everything from him. In fact, is that him there? Speed. Duncan Speed. Is this cell block Duncan's? I don't know. I'll find out in a second, because I'll go to deployment. Nope. Contraband. No. It's Sean Carter's. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, it's been nicked mostly from there. So that guy needs to keep an eye on what he's doing. Just keep your drawers locked, mate. Just keep the filing cabinets locked. Don't put your mobile phone and your ciggies on top of the office desk. Because as the guy walks out, he goes, Bit of a weird way of walking out, but whatever, he'll do it. Right, looks like the perimeter wall is coming along quite nicely. Obviously, we need to finish it off around this corner. That's my main concern, I think. I've got that perimeter wall ordered. We need to start thinking about the walkways and the way these things look. Now, what I would like, and I've mentioned this, I think the episode before last, is I want to have it so that the main walkways are one colour, and then everything, like either side of it, is a different one. So it sort of accentuates. Yeah, that's the word. It makes it, you know, easier to see where they walk along. Okay, that's the idea. But in order to do that, I need a material that can be used indoors and outdoors. Okay. However, there's only a couple that we can use, and that's probably concrete tiles. I wanted to use metal flooring, and I said that I was going to use metal flooring for the walkways in here, and then maybe something else for the outside, but we can't really do that. Because if we did do that, we would not be able to use it on the outside. So I think we're going to use concrete tiles for the walking areas, okay? So for the walk spaces where we know the prisoners are going to go, we'll use concrete tiles like that, okay? We'll run it straight down. Now this is just a sort of, not a test, but just a rough sort of walkway. Very rough at the moment. Obviously I will change this to be a bit more detailed. I'm just putting the you know, the big thick stuff in first. There we go. We'll leave it like that. And then, around the outsides here, we might put grass. Or we might even put maybe road or gravel or something. I'll see. Once I've put this stuff in, obviously there's a lot that they need to do. Getting a lot from exports there, which is quite good. We've got 130 prisoners, which means we've probably had a couple... Yeah, we've had one more leave. There you go. If I open up my intake, how many will we get? 20 prisoners. Too many. We'll have to wait until I save and load it next for that to get a different amount, because if you just turn it on and off, I don't know whether it's based on day or whether it's based on save game. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a save state thing. Like it randomly decides every time you save or load the game. We'll see, we'll see. I'll try it next episode. We'll get some more prisoners in. Anyway, there's all that path ordered. It looks like it's actually quite light. Look quite light, doesn't it? Speaking of lights, we haven't got any lights. I'm going to put them around these areas here. In fact, let me get on with that now. Go to lights. We've got a lot that have just been sitting around. Looks like we found some poison as well. There, and there. There we are. And then I was going to do that as well. That's something that I forgot. This should have been an airlock as well. That should also have that like that. Hang on, that's wrong. Like that, it should have, yeah, like that. And we have large steel doors there. Yeah, that should have been another one as well. Oh, yeah. Interesting. We could even have it here as well. Should we do that? Yeah. Yes, more security, I think. More security is always good. There and there. And then we will put in our brick walls after the fact as well, so it's a little bit more difficult, but I roughly know where they're going. Then we'll have the lights in there as well. Lighting like so on the corners and in the corners of this one here as well. Basically anytime we've got this sort of boxy thing, we'll have it like that. There we go. Some people don't like the fact that I call it an airlock. I don't mean an airlock. I've always described that, you know, it's not an airlock. It's just like a security section, isn't it? I guess you could call it. Probably a more accurate description. Anyway, it looks like the guards are patrolling with their tasers and their torches that come from their chests, like Iron Man. Not bad. Our workers are working away. We're still... Yeah, they're still getting on with, I'm guessing, moving... Yeah, moving metal plates. That age-old problem of when you have your exports or your imports and exports, you have them outside like that. It means that the workmen have to carry it all the way to the workshop, which is just, yeah, how it goes, I guess. It's just part and parcel of how everything works. So, we need to get them put in, get these ones put in, all the airlocks, and then we need to wire them up to probably a separate door control system, because that one is well overdone. In fact, we might even go through it again. Oh, there we go. Look, that's that walkway that I was mentioning. Then around the outside, we'll put either grass or I'm thinking grass might be a bit too bright for this prison. We need something a bit darker, a bit more serious, I think. Grass seems to have a lighter feel to it, so we'll probably use something like gravel or tarmac, or probably gravel actually. Although I don't like the idea of gravel, because gravel you could stash things in gravel, couldn't you? I mean, you can't in the game, you understand, but in reality it's easy just to kick it over and do it. Look at that there. As they're moving along, they're building the bits in the way. That's actually good. I wish they'd do that all the time. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there because at the moment I'm just waiting for the workmen, so I'll skip ahead a little bit for our next episode. That's looking better already, isn't it? That walkway all around. I should really do that early on. I think my New Year's resolution. You shouldn't really tell people because you're probably not going to keep it and whatnot. But I think my New Year's resolution will be to always put more walkways in first. Anyway, as always, comments in the comments. Next episode we will get on with more flooring, continuing on, and yeah, all of that kind of thing. As always, thanks very much for watching. Comments in the comments. Take care. And generic partings.